Your knees aren't broken. Your hips are underbuilt. When your glutes and hip stabilizers switch off, your kneecap gets dragged out of line with every step. That's why knees feel achy, wobbly, or ready to give out. In the next few minutes, I'll show you 4 targeted hip builders that realign your stride and take pressure off your knees, no matter your age or history. I've seen this work wonders for clients in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. You deserve to move with confidence again. You deserve knees that don't hurt with every step. Before we get started, drop your name and where you're watching from in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Now, let's get to work. Exercise 1. Clamshells. Reawakening your hips' forgotten stabilizers. Before we can build serious hip strength, we need to wake up the muscles that have been sleeping for far too long. You see, when you've had years of knee pain, limited activity, or even just sitting too much, your brain starts to disconnect from the muscles that protect your joints, especially your hip rotators and glute medius. These are the muscles responsible for keeping your knees tracking properly. When they're weak or inactive, your kneecap gets pulled out of alignment with every step, every squat, every time you stand up. That's when pain shows up. That's why this first exercise isn't about lifting heavy or going hard. It's about reconnecting your mind to your muscles. We're going to use a movement called the clamshell, and it's deceptively simple but neurologically brilliant. By lying on your side and opening your knee like a clamshell, you're isolating and activating the exact muscles your knees have been begging for, the hip external rotators and glute medius. This tiny movement, repeated consistently, can restore stability to your entire lower body, making your knees more aligned, more supported, and more pain-free. And if you've ever felt like your knees wobble when you walk or collapse inward when you stand, this is where it starts to shift. Your hips begin to take control again, and your knees finally get a break. This isn't just about your hips. It's about giving your knees the upstream support they've been missing. It's a message to your brain that you're taking back control of your movement. You're not too old. Your knees aren't done. They just need your hips to step up. And this is your invitation to make that happen. How to do it? Lie on your side with knees bent at 90 degrees, feet together. Keep your pelvis stable. Don't let your body roll backward. Slowly lift your top knee as high as you can without moving your hips. Pause at the top. Feel the outside of your hip working. Lower with control. That's 1 rep. Perform 12 to 15 reps per side, 2 to 3 sets. Do this daily for the first 2 weeks, then 3 to 4 times a week for maintenance. Exercise 2. Side-lying hip abduction, building the foundation for knee alignment. If your knees are hurting, your glute medius isn't the only muscle that's gone quiet. Pain has a way of turning down the volume on your entire hip stabilization system, the muscles that keep your pelvis level, your legs aligned, and your knees protected. Think of your body like a building. When the foundation, the hip, starts to crumble, everything above it suffers. That's when imbalances start. Overload happens. Pain shows up. This next exercise is about rebuilding that foundation, especially the often neglected glute medius, which is the single most important muscle for knee alignment. We call it side-lying hip abduction, and it's one of the most effective, targeted ways to restore true hip strength and joint protection from the ground up. What makes this exercise different is that it directly challenges the muscle responsible for keeping your knee from collapsing inward, a movement pattern called knee valgus that destroys cartilage and causes chronic pain. Instead of letting your leg drift and compensate, we're teaching your glute medius to fire strong and steady, keeping your knee in proper alignment with every step you take. If you've struggled with knee pain when walking, difficulty going upstairs, or that dreaded wobble when standing on one leg, this is your medicine. Just 12 reps per side, done consistently, can help retrain your hip stability, allowing your knees to move with proper tracking, alignment, and support like they used to when you were younger. You don't need knee braces or painkillers. You need hip strength, and that's what this does. Remember, you're not broken. Your hips are just weak, and this is how you gently build them back up. How to do it? Lie on your side with your bottom leg bent for support. Straighten your top leg and turn your toes slightly downward. Keeping your hips stacked, lift your top leg toward the ceiling. Focus on using your outer hip, not momentum. Hold the top for 2 seconds, then lower slowly. Repeat 12 to 15 reps per side, 2 to 3 sets. This movement may look simple, but its effect runs deep. You're not just building muscle, you're building alignment, stability, and knee protection. Ready for exercise 3? It's where we activate the powerhouse of your lower body and give your knees the support they've been craving. Exercise 3. Glute bridges, teaching your hips to power your movement. Muscles don't just work, they fire in patterns. And when that pattern gets disrupted, especially around the hips, problems begin to snowball down to your knees. Have you ever stood up and felt your knee collapse inward? Or taken a step and felt your leg tremble, just slightly? That's not just weakness, it's a hip firing problem. That's why this next exercise is so powerful. It teaches your glutes to fire strong, just as nature intended. Why does that matter? Because your glutes act like the engine for your entire lower body. If they don't activate properly, weaker muscles try to compensate, pulling your knees out of alignment and forcing them to absorb stress they were never meant to handle. Over time, that causes cartilage wear, pain, and reduced mobility. This is especially common after injury, inactivity, or prolonged sitting when the brain forgets the glutes exist. But with the glute bridge, we bring them back to life. The key here is intention and full activation. You're not just lifting your hips, you're squeezing your glutes hard, driving through your heels, and teaching your nervous system to prioritize the right muscles, in the right order, every time. It's powerful, it's foundational, and it works. Some people feel their knee pain reduce within days. Others say their walking feels smoother almost instantly. This is your opportunity to reclaim that hip power. Not with heavy squats or high-impact moves, but with control, presence, and focused effort. How to do it? Lie on your back with knees bent, feet flat and hip-width apart. Press your heels into the ground and squeeze your glutes. Lift your hips toward the ceiling until your body forms a straight line from shoulders to knees. Hold at the top for 3 to 5 seconds, squeezing your glutes as hard as you can. Lower slowly and with control. Repeat 12 to 15 reps, 2 to 3 sets. You're not just building a stronger hip, you're restoring power, coordination, and confidence to your entire lower body. This is what real recovery looks like after 50 intelligent, targeted, and deeply effective. Ready to take it one step further? In exercise 4, we bring everything into real-world movement because strength is only as good as how you use it. Exercise 4, standing hip hikes, bringing hip stability into real life. Now it's time to bridge the gap between exercise and everyday life. Because let's face it, what good is hip strength if it doesn't show up when you need it most? You're walking across the kitchen, going upstairs, stepping off a curb. These everyday movements require precise hip control to keep your knees safe and aligned. And if your hips aren't participating, your knees pay the price, often in ways that cause more pain down the line. That's why this final exercise is about functional integration, teaching your hips to stabilize you where it matters most, in upright, single-leg movement. This is more than just a balance drill. It's a moment of reconnection. You're asking your hip stabilizers to support you, control you, and protect your knees not in isolation, but as part of a complete movement system. And here's the best part. This one move, done properly, can rewire faulty movement patterns and help restore your confidence in every step. You'll start to feel more grounded, more balanced, and more in control of your body. It's not about how high you lift. It's about how stable you are. Quality over quantity. Control over momentum. I've seen clients in their 60s and 70s gain remarkable improvements in stair climbing, walking balance, and knee comfort just from this one focused drill. You've done the groundwork. You've reactivated your hip stabilizers, rebuilt your glute strength. Now we bring it into life. How to do it? Stand next to a wall or sturdy surface for light support. Shift your weight onto one leg, the standing leg. Let the opposite hip drop slightly toward the floor. Now, use your standing hip to hike that dropped hip back up, lifting it as high as you can. Hold the top position for 2 to 3 seconds. Feel your hip working. Lower with control and repeat. Perform 10 to 12 reps per side, 2 sets. With this, you're not just exercising. You're rebuilding trust in your hips and knees. Every controlled hike, every stable hold is a step toward reclaiming the mobility, strength, and freedom you deserve. You're not too old. Your hips just needed to remember. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to truly acknowledge you because watching a video like this and actually doing the work means something. It means you're not giving in to the just deal with it mindset that too many people over 50 are told to accept. It means you still believe in your body, and I believe in it too. What you've done today isn't just about your knees. It's about reclaiming agency over your health. You've reconnected with muscles that may have been silent for years, and in doing so, you've reawakened possibility. Remember, pain is not a sentence, it's a signal. And when you respond with movement, awareness, and intention, healing begins. By strengthening your hips, restoring muscle balance, and integrating stability into functional movement, you're not just supporting your joints, you're giving your future self a gift, the freedom to move with confidence. Whether you're walking your dog, playing with your grandkids, or simply climbing stairs without hesitation, every bit of hip strength and stability matters. If this video helped you feel more hopeful, more informed, or more inspired, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below, even just a "still here," so I know you're walking this path with me. And if you haven't yet, hit subscribe. I've got more coming, real solutions. No fluff, just tools to help you keep moving. Until next time, stay strong, stay curious, and remember, your body is always listening. Give it something worth hearing.